Marketing fundamentals has allowed me to scale multiple brands now to over $30,000 a day in revenue. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the big 3 marketing fundamentals that you need to understand and how to deploy them to be able to help scale your brand, increase your Facebook ad winning hit rates, how to specifically talk to the customer, what to say in those specific creatives to get them to convert, and all of those good things right there. So with that being said, here's the 3 big marketing fundamentals you need to understand that you can deploy in your Facebook ad creatives to be able to better convert your traffic into paying customers. So let's dive into it. So very first thing that I think a lot of people get mistaken with, just paid advertising and everything like that, is they feel like they need to talk about their product, and all their ads look like this: my product, and my product. And that's all their ads look like. It's just me, look at me, my product, I'm awesome, blah, blah, blah. And this is like a quick way just to literally take all this stuff and then just light it on fire. It's the easiest way to just blow past or blow up your ad spend in your account. So you don't want to run ads like that. Now, to understand exactly what to say in creative though, you need to understand the very first marketing fundamental that you have to start with. And if you start with this thing, it's going to increase your winning ad hit rate. This first thing is called desire. Now, desire cannot be created. It's something that already exists in the marketplace, and this is what your customers want, okay? Now, for desire, you have to look at desire as I don't know if you've ever been whitewater rafting or something like that, where, you get in the boat and you have a couple people that are rowing the boat and kind of steering you, and usually start at the top of the mountain and you flow down, with the stream of the water. You start up here, and then you'll flow all the way down to the bottom, and then you just kind of move down, and it's just super, super easy. Now, with desire, this is exactly it. Desire is the water, and that water is pushing you down the mountain, and you have to do little to no work. All you're simply doing is steering in that sense. Make sure you don't run into a boulder or something like that. Now, in this particular case, what a lot of people do wrong is they try to create desire. And when they try to create desire, they're essentially starting way down on the bottom right here, and they're trying to go up, but all the water is pushing down. So the water's pushing down the mountain, and they're trying to go up. And guess what happens? They ended up just staying at the bottom because the water's so strong, and they just get obliterated. They do $0, and everything just burns up right there. So you always want to be with desire. You want to flow with desire. Now, what is some examples? This is make more money. This is want girlfriend, scale Facebook ads, 6-pack ads, bikini ready for summer. Okay, these are things that just people already want amongst the marketplace. No one wants 6,000 megahertz mic, or what I would say specifically, people try to push all their features and stuff like that. But great example, we're going to say the 6,000 megahertz mic. I have no clue what that is. I have no clue what it does. It's just a feature. People do not care about features, okay? People want this, do not want this, okay? And what we want to do is, for an ad, we want to lead and start the ad, and then what people want, okay? That's what we want to start the ad with. That's the start. We want to start with what people want, and then across that ad, boom, this will just be your CTA. And then this is where we show them in that ad how our product helps them get what they want. Okay? So that's your goal. That's your only objective with your ad right there. You start off with what people want, and then you show them basically how our product helps them get there, and then where they can buy. Okay? So that's it. So you start with what they want, you show them how your product helps them get there, and then boom. Now, like when we show them how our product helps them get there, like if they want to make more money, right? So we're going to start off with, here's how you can make more money. Then, boom, that ad is basically going to show them, okay, if you want to make more money, here's exactly what you need to do basically to be able to make an additional $5,000 a month as a broke college student from the comfort of your own home. This is the exact things that Leonardo right here took action on. Now he makes $6,000 a month. Sarah took action on, and now she makes $3,000 a month on autopilot. And Jimmy right here, who makes $10K a month on autopilot. And it literally only takes 30 minutes a day. Literally anyone can do this. So what this thing is XYZ. If you want to learn more about this, call to action. That's it. So you see why I started off with what people want, really go in detail what people want. Then from there, I talk about, all right, it's this make money. It's starting a Facebook ad agency. Here's how to start a Facebook ad agency. The key things you need to do to start a Facebook ad agency. Now, if you want to learn all this, you can obviously go do it yourself, or I have a free webinar to take you step by step that goes through everything. Here's where you can go. Boom, call to action. Now, the next thing you have to understand is that desire has different strengths. Now, there's some desires that like people like actively are taking action on like right now, like they have to. Like if I go and, break your leg, for example, like you're gonna have a very strong desire to want to go to the doctor and fix your leg, right? But if you just wake up with a mild headache in the morning, like, yeah, this is uncomfortable, but like, I'm perfectly fine, right? So some desires will vary in intensity, low intensity, and then you'll have high intensity. And basically this is how much people care to get this solved. If people care very little, they're going to pay less. If people care a lot, they're going to pay a ton more money. So depending on the desire you go after, it's going to have a low intensity or a high intensity. Now, desire also has size. So there will be some desires that are small, some desires that are big, some desires that are huge, and then some desires that are small or medium size. And then this will equal how many people you can reach. So if you're going after the desire for, let's just say, like, here's how you can scale your Facebook ads to, I don't know, $30,000 a day. I speak to that as, right? 10K a day, 20K a day, 30K a day, whatever. Whereas if I go after the desire to quit your job, the desire for quitting your job will be substantially larger versus our just quit, scale Facebook ads relative to each other. So different desires have different sizes, and this will dictate how many people or how few people that you can actively reach from. So just to recap real quick on desire. Desire cannot be created. Desire already exists. You have to flow with desire. You can't go against it. You have to understand what your customers want. Doesn't mean make more money, want a girlfriend, want to scale Facebook ads, want six-pack abs, bikini ready for summer. And then that's actually a really good one right there. Bikini ready for the summer. So we have different strengths, different sizes. And then the last thing we have to understand about desire is that there's evergreen versus temporary. There was a time back in 2022 specifically, we're working with a store and they were doing $30K a month, right? And I was like, pretty much August, then like September, they did like another $30K a month. And like at this point, fine, okay, just for 2 months now, like kind of covered on this $30K a month mark. Then October came around and they did $300K. Then November came around, they did $3.5 million. Then December came around, and actually, man, lower this a little bit. Then December came around, so that was November. October, November, December came around, they did 2.5 million. And then January came around, they did $10,000, $10K in January. Why? Because the desire they were going after was temporary. We were going after Q4 gifting. This was a kids product. Kids product, if you look up like majority of sales for kids products and everything, it's like all exclusively Q4 right there. So that was something that we made a mistake on, where we only went after, not necessarily we made a mistake on, but it was something that we knew already existed. And we knew for a fact that like kids products do 90% of their sales for the year just in Q4. This is what I call right here a temporary desire. Now, what we mostly, while we can make some good money off of temporary desires here and there, we really want to focus on evergreen. Evergreen is like the thing that's, we'll be scaling mostly year round with evergreen and going up. Then we'll do like some random temporary stuff, which might give us a bigger jump than evergreen, and then like another temporary, and then like boom. So like we'll use temporary here and there on top of evergreen to help boost up performance. So like any holidays, for example, we're running gifting and stuff like that. Anytime we can attach ourselves to a temporary thing across the marketplace, we'll do it when we can, but we're mostly focused on evergreen. Evergreen is going to be consistent and it's going to give you the most money at the end of the day, because what's going to happen here, if it's consistent for a very long time, it's going to consistently pay you out the most. Now, evergreen right here, this is just things like, wanting to lose weight. This has been around for such a long period of time right here. Like, as far as the 1960s all the way to today, this desire has existed, and people have sold, I kid you not, we're probably, I would say, it's easily billions. I would probably, maybe not trillions, but definitely billions of dollars has been sold here, okay? Because this is an evergreen desire. It always exists, okay? All right, so now you have desire, right? You understand desire. Now the next thing we got is called sophistication. What is sophistication? Sophistication equals the number of ads plus products people have seen before yours, okay? So if, let's say, for example, for me, I get hundreds of messages every single day for, edit your videos, all right? And I ignore all of them, because I already have a YouTube editing team and I already have a Instagram editing team, right? So for me, I just ignore this because it's just the same copy and paste message over and over and over. It's an extremely competitive market. Every now and then, I'll have someone do something creative that pokes out and captures my attention from a market sophistication perspective. But for the most part, it's all just bland and I just ignore. Now, the other day, someone reached out to me and said, hey, I'd love to have a bunch of Instagram accounts that already have large followings, take some of your YouTube videos and do reactions to those YouTube videos as small little clips that will go viral on social media. And for me, I immediately replied, why? Because not a single person has pitched me that before. Because that person pitched me that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in that, because I'm actively already desire to grow my social media following right now. I just invested into a Twitter agency. I just invested into an Instagram agency. So that way I can put all my attention on YouTube and then allow these other agencies to pull content from my YouTube to be able to deploy that on these other channels and stuff. So I can put all my focus on you guys, give you guys the most amount of valuable information as possible as I can. Because they, pitched me something that I never been pitched before, I immediately went ahead and replied. And I was interested because no one else pitched me that. And this is what I like to call the, before we kind of go like deeper into market sophistication, like all the key elements of it, the easiest way possibly for me to explain this is the purple cow. The purple cow just means that, like, if you're driving, you're kind of going through some pastures and stuff like that, and you look over and you see a whole bunch of cows off to your side. I'm just doing white and black cows. And you see a bunch of these white and black cows. The one that's going to pop out to you, I'm going to do pink. For this, you're going to look right here in your little car, and you're going to immediately notice that pink one. Why? Because the pink one is a different color than all the others. All the other ones, just noise. But this one right here captures attention because it's different, okay? So for me, how can I be different in a systematic way, okay? Notice how I say systematic, right? Why? Because I want a formula to consistently reverse engineer purple cows, all right? That's what I want. Because the hardest thing is to consistently reverse engineer things that's never been done before, okay? So this is what market sophistication does for you, all right? And there's 5 stages of market sophistication. There's stage number 1, how to scale Facebook ads. Stage number 1, here's how you scale Facebook ads. You do XYZ, done, okay? Now, the problem is that when everyone starts talking about how to scale Facebook ads, we need to do something differently, because what's happening is we're just becoming this group of people right here, all these black cows. So we want to become the purple cow again. How do we become the purple cow again? Well, that's where we go to stage 2. How to scale Facebook ads to 10K days. Okay? Why do I go to 10K days? Well, technically, I could do anything. I could do how to scale Facebook ads to 10K days. I could do how to scale Facebook ads to, at a 3.5x ROAS. I could do how to scale Facebook ads overnight. I could say the fastest way to scale Facebook ads. I could say the slowest way to scale Facebook ads, the laziest way to scale Facebook ads. The main thing here is I'm understanding everyone who's done it like this. What do people want more from this? That's the big question for me. What do people want more from this? If everyone's posting a video of how to scale Facebook ads, what do they want more from it? It's like, I don't want to just scale Facebook ads. I want to scale Facebook ads to 10K a day. I don't want this strategy. I want a faster way, and that's essentially what I'm looking at right there. Now, stage 1 to stage 2. Stage 2, you're simply just, it's the same mechanism, which a mechanism is just a process. Mechanism equals process to result, okay? AKA desire, all right? So we know that if how to scale Facebook ads 10K a day, we have the same mechanism in stage 1 and 2. A stage 3 is where we introduce a total new mechanism to do this. Now, for me, I'm actually very curious here. I'm actually going to pull up my YouTube channel for a second. So I have this YouTube video on my channel because I'm all about talking about how to scale Facebook ads. And I know you guys see a lot of videos about talking about scaling Facebook ads. So I have this video on my YouTube channel called How to Scale Facebook Ads Fast with Viral AI UGC Ads. And this video crushed, like, got 3K views, which, I mean, I know it's not like crazy. It's not Mr. Beast or anything like that. But, for the most part, you get like 2K, 2.5K, some 3K video views. And this one specifically has 3.1K views on YouTube. So I know, like, hey, this is like just slightly above average right now. But what I'm doing here is I'm introducing a new mechanism to be able to achieve a result that people want. So how to scale Facebook ads with viral AI UGC ads. Okay. What am I doing here is I'm calling out what people want, but I'm also going ahead and introducing a new mechanism. Okay. Now, new mechanism equals gives people hope. All right. I don't know, like for y'all, but back in the day, this was back in like 2010, 2012, I used to edit these Call of Duty videos where like people would send me their gameplay of them doing like trick shots and stuff. And I would like leverage like Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop. And I would go ahead and edit those videos and make this really cool like 30-second like video with some music in the background and a bunch of effects and stuff on the video and everything. Well, at the time, I was only like 10 years old, 12 years old, and I didn't have the funds to be able to purchase, the Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects and stuff like that. And at the time, like now they have a Creative Cloud, which is like $10, $20 a month, or $50 a month, I think it is actually. Back in the day, it was like $2K, $3K per program. So what I had to do was basically go online and search up a bunch of YouTube videos on how to basically get these programs for free without paying for them. And, there'd just be this little file, like after you download the trial, there'll be a little file you download and like you install this file in the program files and like basically block it. It's, yeah, crazy. I still remember from exactly back in my mind and everything. Hopefully no Adobe executives are watching this. I was 10 years old at the time. I'm 28 now. It's about 18 years. I think it's past the statute of limitations and stuff like that. So I can actually talk about this. I remember like watching videos online where I was like, how to download X program for free. And I would basically go ahead and like try to download that program for free. And like it wouldn't work. I was just like, oh, well, that video didn't work. Let me try another video. And I just go down the list and try a bunch of these videos. And eventually I got to the point where like, I would only click on the videos that was like, because like one of the ways was downloading was called a keygen calculator, a keygen something. And this keygen thing would essentially just randomly generate you serial numbers that you can leverage to put in the program to basically crack the software. Looking back at it now, I think it was just an easy way of like installing malware in my computer and probably like literally stealing all my information, but I was 10 and 12 years old at the time, so I didn't really have anything serious on my computer anyway. Now, with that being said, from there, I would skip over any video that was like how to download Adobe Photoshop CS6 because all of them are pretty much using the same strategy. So the videos I started clicking on was, new way to get Adobe Photoshop CS6 or Adobe Photoshop CS6 without the keygen device. So that way it was giving me hope there was a new way and hope that this particular video right here would help me. And because I was getting very frustrated with all the other ways that didn't work. So keep in mind right here, at stage 3, you're calling out the mechanism or in the title specifically because it's giving people new hope that they can achieve the thing they failed at so many times over and over and over. So all we're doing here is introducing a new mechanism and giving people hope. And what we'll do is we'll call out what people desire, but we'll also attach some type of mechanism at the end. Like in this example right here, the red, this is what we'll say, desire. This is the desire, how to scale Facebook ads, and the new mechanism has been viral AI UGC ads. And this actually achieved over 3,000 views on my YouTube channel. So I knew that it actually worked in that specific route right there. Now, the next thing we have is what's called a stage 4. Now, at stage 4, all we're simply doing here is removing limitations. That's it. Now, when we remove limitations at this particular stage here, all we're doing is going basically and figuring out what people hate about the mechanism we want to attack and then just simply go ahead and not introduce a better mechanism, but you'll see here in a second. How to scale Facebook ads or viral AI UGC ads for under $10. Okay, so here we got a couple things going on. We have our desire, we have our mechanism, but then the new thing is we have for under $10. So at a stage 4, we want to remove limitations, or we want to make it faster, or we want to make it cheaper, or we want to make it more benefits. So in this case right here, all I simply did was just make it cheap. That's all I did. So how to scale Facebook ads with viral AI UGC ads for under $10. So notice how we went how to scale Facebook ads. This is just simply the desire. Then we have how to scale Facebook ads, the desire. But we go ahead and we don't introduce a new mechanism. We just, let me actually get another color here. We intensify, okay? Then here we have desire, then new mechanism. Then here, stage 4, how to scale Facebook ads with viral AI UGC ads for under $10. We have stage 4. Now we go to stage 5. Now a stage 5, this one right here almost is like going back to a stage 1. Be very clear there. This is where we'll say something like how to scale Facebook ads for high ticket e-com. Wow. All right. This is a fully loaded one right here. So we still have the same desire, but then the new thing here is that we have what's called a specific identity. Now, the reason why we go to a specific identity for stage 5 is that people have been in the market for a while. They've gone through a stage 1, then they go to a stage 2, then they go to a stage 3, then they keep going down, they go to a stage 4, and like they see all kinds of claims. They see a ton of black cows at all of these stages here, and then they become, like what happens is basically once everyone starts saying how to scale Facebook ads, you have to go to stage 2. Then once everyone starts saying stage 2, you have to go to stage 3. Then once everyone starts saying stage 3, you have to go to stage 4, and then eventually you get led to stage 5 right here. All right, stage 5, this is where they've seen so many claims already that basically saying anything else will not get their attention. So the key here is that we need to go to a stage 5. And at a stage 5, all we're doing is going after a sub-identity. We're making it seem like this is specifically for you and no one else, all right? Back when I was pitching my first couple agency clients back in the day, I remember like in the beginning when I started an agency back in like 2017, like pretty much anyone that I would pitch was just like, have you ran Facebook ads before? Like, yeah. Like I have my own detailing business. I've been able to scale that up with Facebook ads. Got a lot of amazing results for it. And like, I wanted to simply deploy that same strategy for your business now and help you scale. Like, all right, cool, let's do it. Then once I started pitching like bigger clients that were in business for like a longer period of time, clients that, they've gone through more ad agencies and stuff, the new questions came down to like, hey, have you worked with, it wasn't like, have you worked with clients before? It became into like, hey, have you specifically worked with an e-com business? Or have you specifically worked with a supplement business? Or have you specifically worked with a business that's going in the weight loss niche? It wasn't anymore, have you worked with other businesses before? Or have you gotten results for other business before? It was, I need a specific person specifically for me and no one else. And that's where stage 5 is. Because these businesses that have been in business for a longer period of time, they've been pitched more, they've worked with more agencies, and now it's like they're getting close to exactly who they need to be, which is someone that's done specific results with specific case studies only for them and no one else, okay? Now, the reason why you do not want to do this right at the beginning is because, let's just say like 2015 Facebook ads, and then we'll do like 2025 Facebook ads. Okay. At this time in 2025, this was the number of businesses running Facebook ads at the time, like actively spending money on Facebook ads and stuff. In 2025, this is how many people are doing it. Okay. So for me to go niche down in the beginning, like I'll be getting like this little portion of the market right here. And like this might make me like 10K a month, maybe, if that. Whereas if I were to do that same portion, I could get like this much, and this would make me literally probably like 100 to 200K a month. Okay. So if you niche down too fast for a market that's just emerging and just evolving, you'll make far less money. Whereas as that market evolves and then you start niching down over time, and to stay competitive and stay in that stage 5, so that way you're like this, then what's going to happen is you'll own that segment, that portion right there. Another great example of this is like back in 2000 and, this is probably like 2015 as well. This is when like Gymshark came out. And at the time, like, let's just say this was like the whole fitness market. And then it was like, you had like sports, football, just like volleyball, CrossFit. I don't even think CrossFit was a sport at that time. Basketball. And then you had like weightlifting, right? And then like, the main thing, I don't even want to call this fitness. I'm just going to say, athletic. And then the thing with this is that like you had Under Armour, Nike, Reebok, that was like basically going ahead and competing for this whole market right here. So what happened was what Gymshark did is Gymshark came in and saw the people that were weightlifting, but made a brand specific for weight lifters only. Okay. And then that's what Gymshark did. Now, why did they do that? Because no one else was advertising to exclusively just weightlifters. They were advertising to just everyone in the athletic niche. So because they did this, then they were able to own just that particular division of people right there. And that's how they built a but I know for a fact billion-dollar company so far, because they were the first person to own an exclusive segment in the market. They didn't try to go after everyone. They didn't try to go after all the sports. They went after just specifically weightlifting. So that's what a great example of a stage 5 is as well. Yeah, maybe they didn't get the full like chunk right here, but they got a small portion that still made them $1 billion. So for me, it's like once the market's large enough, then let's go sub inside of that. So this was market sophistication. We have desire, we got market sophistication. Now the last one we have is what's called awareness. Now awareness, more specifically, is called market awareness. Awareness is basically, how far or how close someone is to buying your product. So like, for example, there's 5 stages of market awareness. They're aware, product aware, solution aware, problem aware, and then there's unaware. Okay. So basically, if we look at it like this, like aware is like right here. They're ready to buy. Whereas product aware, they're a little closed. Solution aware, it's like here. Problem aware, they're here. And then unaware right here. And then basically everything in that gap is how much selling we need to do. So everything between these gaps is how much selling we need to do. In aware stage right here, there's like no selling you need to do. Aware stage, these people have been to your website, they know your price, they're sold on you. I like to look at this as like some of the inner circle students that join my program and stuff. You know, they watch my YouTube videos, they've gone ahead and actively gone ahead, fill out an application. They've gone ahead and literally going to like all the reviews and stuff. They saw the price and everything. They're 100% sold on working with me. The only thing that's holding them back is maybe they don't have the funds right now. Maybe they're waiting in 2 weeks for their paycheck. Maybe it's like, you know, they're sold and everything, but they're a discount shopper. They like a good deal and they're waiting for me to like maybe throw out a discount or something like that for them. I've never actually ran a discount in the inner circle, by the way. I've only ever increased the price, you know, to be clear on that. So there's aware, then there's product aware, or what product aware. These people are basically, let's see, it's actually sort of stuff. Waiting for price, product aware. This one specifically is going to be around people who are actively looking at like different Facebook ad agencies right now, where it's like they know of Nick's, they know of this person, this person, this person, this person. They're just not actively sold on a specific one right now. They need convincing. Then there's solution aware people, which like this specific person right here has a desire, but doesn't know the solution. Okay. Oh, wait up. Let me actually say that. Desire, but doesn't know products. Okay. So like they want to lose weight. They just don't know how to lose weight. They want to make more money. They just don't know how. The product is what gives them that how. They say, hey, if you want to make more money online, you need to start a Facebook ads agency. Here's my full course on how to start a Facebook ads agency. Boom. So solution where they have a desire, but just don't know what product is for that specific thing. Now, problem aware people, they have a problem, but don't know solution. Okay. This is like something where it's like, you know, you wake up one morning or you go to the doctor, for example, they diagnose you with something. Hey, you have tonsillitis. It's like, okay, how do I fix this? And then it's like, well, you have to take what you call it, they give you what, like, I can't even think of it, I'm blanking out right now. Some type of prescription or something for something. And then it's like, cool, I'm gonna give you a prescription. We're gonna give you this like cortisone shot. And then there you go. There's your solution right there. Then it's like, all right, well, cortisone shot, which brand, what specific version of cortisone shot? That's gonna be more product aware right there. Now, unaware is where you have a symptom, but you have no clue of the problem, all right? Now, for this is where we're basically going ahead, we're calling out a symptom people have. Do you wake up every morning with a sore throat? If you do, this is a sign of you are sleeping with your mouth open. And this is likely due to the fact that you're snoring. And snoring is the problem. And if you're snoring every night, you need something that's going to close your mouth to where you can sleep peacefully. This is where we introduce our snore guard. Our snore guard actually stops snoring and preventing you from having sore throats in the morning due to snoring. We're convincing people, we're calling out a symptom they have, introducing a problem, introducing a solution, introducing the product, and then, hey, if you buy today, our snore guard's 50% off. So at each stage, like unaware, you have to go through problem aware, solution aware, product aware. With problem aware, you have to go problem, solution, product aware. Solution, you go solution, product aware. Product aware, you go product aware, and then aware is just aware. So each of these stages, depending on which one you start with, you have to flow through all the ones prior to it to go through what I call mental loops. So at each stage, there's these mental loops people have, and you have to go and flow through those things to get that sale that you want. Now, the next thing is that before, aware is going to be your smallest market. Product aware would be a little bit bigger. Solution aware would be a little bit bigger. Problem aware would be a little bit bigger. And then unaware would be a lot bigger. So you have a couple other compromises depending on what stage you go at, right? So like aware is going to be the least amount of money, whereas unaware is going to be the most amount of money. But this is going to be the easiest to sell to, and this will be the hardest to sell to. So you have to understand that. So easiest to sell to, this is also where like a ton of people stay at. And then this is going to be the hardest to sell to and the most money. The reason why it's the most money is because this is the largest market. Look at how much bigger this one is versus this one, right? There's not going to be a lot of people in this one versus this one. So, and to be fair, like I'm just highlighting both extremes of each one. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, one or the other. It can literally be right here too, if you want. But you just have to understand that there's different messaging that you have to flow to at market awareness. There's different things you have to do. So that's market awareness. And what I like to look at market awareness for is more key messaging for throughout my funnel. And then the other thing I like for market awareness is that it allows me to understand where I'm currently at right now and how can, like I may be right here and I have all of these ads in check and now I want to spend more, then I'll just go up to like a problem aware market or unaware market. And this is how I can spend more and start to make more, is by going up in the stages of market awareness. So in the beginning, when I start an account, I'm mostly always at aware, way at the beginning, for the most part, for most accounts. And then I work my way up to scale up the account with the types of messaging I use inside of my ad creatives. Now, if you are like, holy shit, Nick, I just got like the most valuable info ever, and you want to learn more about like how to actually use all of these things together in conjunction to be able to scale up Facebook ad accounts. This is all things I teach inside of my inner circle, which you can click link below, have Nick Theriot mentor you, where I actually work with you one-on-one together. Yes, me, Nick, hopping on the call with you one-on-one and helping you apply all of this to your ad account, helping with your desire, your awareness, sophistication, all of those good things. I have a lot of training materials as well inside of there, weekly group calls, group Q&A, all of those good things where I can actually help you apply all this to help you scale. Like I said, this allowed us to scale multiple brands now to over $30,000 a day in revenue by understanding this, to staying competitive, creating ads that are in line with what people want to be able to scale faster, and then also to leveraging market awareness to be able to grow revenue, all of those good things right there. So I'll help you out with all that. Hello, have Nick Theriot mentor you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That being said, my name is Nick Theriot. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.